Hello, everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail. I have kind of a twofer today. It's a Try Something New Tuesday, but it's also I'm doing something for my uh, journal challenge with Anna from Made by Granat in Sweden, and our bird journal challenge #bird journal challenge has this list of things that we have to use in our journal as our um, challenge, I guess. And if anybody's playing along, you can use Bird Journal Challenge as a hashtag for your post. And so I'm working on the cover, and I started the cover in my last video. It wasn't a try something new, but it was a video. But for my try something new video, I'm going to be working on putting something on the cover. And when I left off last time, I was showing how I made this new spine. And I was going to punch the holes for all the little grommets, or not grommets, brads that I put in. And I added the closure right in there. So these are where I punched the holes and put them in. And I said that on the inside, I was going to put something to reinforce it besides the fact that now I'm going to put this on too. So I'm going to finish that up real quick. And then I'll make the topper, which is my try something new. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do is cover these up first. Measuring about how long. Sorry about that. I hope everyone's doing well today. And I'm like in one of these moods, like go, 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 get going. That's how I'm feeling today. Something on there. Okay. So I'm using masking tape, but I'm also putting on some of my glue stick, my Scotch permanent glue stick, and I'm going to cover those brad ends here. It will also be involved or covered up with this when I put that in there too. And then of course when I put the text box in, and when I gotta get this off of here, put the end papers in. All of that'll be helping to reinforce all of this. Now I've done these kinds of spines before, and I just glued them. So I was going for a look with this. It wasn't that I had to necessarily do it. Some people sew them. I have done it with just completely gluing it, and because of the fact that you are putting the book text block in and all that stuff. I'm going to cut this off up here. Because you're putting the text block in, gluing fabric over from both sides, you know, from this side as well, it really holds well. It's not going anywhere. But for this, Now I'm going to cover this up because I normally, if I might just have this end here and then I'll put another piece of fabric on the inside, but I left it long, and I'm going to just kind of put some glue on here. It's a piece of paper. And it's on the canvas. If you want to see how I made that, just go back to my previous video. I can link it below. I will also link below the video that I watched to get my idea of how to do my topper that I'm doing here in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to lay this on here, and I'm going to use my bone folder to help get that in, because I am putting it down onto, making sure it gets down onto the canvas underneath. I think I didn't pull it up tight enough on here. Okay. Okay. Now I am going to cut this off a little bit shorter. I left it longer. Of course, all this will be hidden eventually too. So I'm going to put a little more glue on here. And okay. Get that nice into those hinges. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper over this and put my text block in. So that doesn't stick. Okay, now notice I have a magnet here. I was talking about how I was going to have a magnet there because my topper is then going to be a flap like this. I'll have a pocket back here, kind of a secret pocket, and then this will the magnet will go down. So I put that on because that takes a while to dry. And this is what I'm making that's based on Cathy's garden. And I will put a link to the her video below of what I did. So like I decided it's using corrugated cardboard. So this corrugated cardboard goes on here, but this goes over. This is the part that's glued onto the book, and then this will open up for a little secret area. So you know, and you can make it secret or not, but I cut this 4 by 6, and that would go on right like this. So I cut this 6 inches. It was 4, and then I added 3 inches, so 7. Then I cut this, and I've got my notes here. Okay, this cardboard piece I cut then a little bit shorter than 6. It was like 5 3/4 by 1 1/8. I glued that onto the fabric right here so that I fold this over it and I have it the length that I want. And part of this will be underneath the cardboard. Now, when I was playing around with how I was going to do this, I decided I didn't like the brown because this is black. So I painted a piece of corrugated black. And then I started playing around with layering things on it. And I tried. I have buttons, I have charms, I have papers, I have fabrics, and I just started putting lots of things on to see what it looked like. This is an old postcard. So I'm going to be layering these things on here. This will be over. Now I'm going to glue these on in a minute. I'm trying to leave about the same of space on each side. This postcard it doesn't have an address on it or anything, but it's cool looking over here, and that's the part that's going to stick out. This is a piece of paper bag that I had put beeswax on, which is one of the things that we have on our list, but I'm going to be using something else in there as well. I did try something new Tuesday about that. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on here. So I've got a bird. On here. To pull that over just a little bit. Be on here, and then I've got some little charms here that I'm going to be putting on, and I did play with this ahead of time so I could figure out what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to put these little gears on here. And I am going to put some up here. So that's how I'm going to be gluing that on there. But I also am going to use a stick. I have some other, some lace too. I'm going to be putting this lace, before I glue this on, I'll glue that all together. This will be glued shut. So since I showed you that, I can do that now. And what I'm going to do is put some glue along the edge, make sure there's lots of it, and then a little bit in here. That gives this flap just a little more strength. Okay. And I'm going to also put this on which will partially go underneath here as well. And I made a stick. I wrapped a stick with black wire. That's going to go on here. I'm going to stitch that on before I glue this onto the book. I'm going to stitch this on. I have some black thread here. And then I'm going to glue a couple of twigs over here to the side. So that they're also on there. And then I'm going to put some sphagnum moss. I'm going to put just a little bit on the stick and kind of come over onto here like it's on here. So that'll be glued on to that too. So that's my cover. Now this is how I'm going to finish up making this. I need to, I'll have to glue this on here, but I don't want to glue it on until I've sewed this. So this will be, I'll end up cutting some of this off. This will be glued on here. I'll be stitching around it all the way around and along here. This, and of course everything is going to fall off of it. I'll just show you with this piece. This then will go up like this and it'll be a flap. This will be glued down here. I will glue that part down. This flap will be like this. And then on the back, I've made this to be a pocket. Of course, when I attach everything, it'll be much more secure than what it's looking like here. This is going to be here on the back as a pocket. So you can hide some secret notes in here. Isn't that cool? And then that closes, even with that in there, the magnet's strong enough that it covers. See, you can see the postcard right here. That's also a postcard. So once that's all together, that is what we're going to do. So let's get the book out of the way and work on this. Now in her video, she did the flap so that it opened like this, you know, so it doesn't matter. I decided to put mine here because I wanted that stick here. And I think what I'm going to do is glue this together. Now I won't glue it onto here. I won't do any of that in this video because I need to spray the book with a matte sealer. This is Mod Podge matte sealer. And I will also spray this card, all of this getup and this one with matte sealer before I put it all together. So I wanted to do that all at the same time. So I'm going to take this and take it off and start gluing. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. I got my new contacts in, and I really need reading glasses now. I have some, they're just not quite the right strength. But I can see really well. I can see better than I've been able to see in a long time, so it's like, yoo-hoo. Okay. This one's going over to the kind of the top and then near the edge here so that a little bit sticks out. My next piece is the postcard. I have a lot of vintage postcards, and you know, this isn't too bad looking on the front either. And I could have used it just as a journal card. But some of them, you know, have really blah sides. Let me think. Move it where it's white so I can see that there's some black showing on the outside. Okay, and then next will be this. This one I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac on because it has wax on it. There. Sorry, I can't seem to eat and chew gum at the same time, or walk and chew gum at the same time, not eat. This one is a Tim Holtz bird. I've had for years and years and years. And I distress the edges with fallen leaves. Versifying Claire. I want a lot of this postcard part to show. I experimented with lots of things that I just didn't even try to show it because I had stuff all over the place, including, you know, like, oh, cheesecloth and, you know, that type of thing. And I just decided that this was going to be it. Now I'm going to put these metal parts on, also with Fabri-Tac, because it really does work good. So this is going in the corner down here. Okay. This one is going in the corner on the top. Got a little too much in there. Okay. And then, once I have these on, I'll have to spray. And then I'll be able to put it on here and sew. Let's get that one on here. One thing I have to warn you about if you use Versifying Claire, it's so juicy. It takes a while to dry. And I touched it and I got some fingerprints on here. So I'm kind of covering them up with these too. So that's another, I would have put something on anyway, but my placement is partially because of that. All right, 2 more. And the last little gear here. That one has a heart in the middle. Okay, so now after this dries, spray it with the Mod Podge. All right. Now I'll get it glued on here. I will stitch around here and here. Then I will I might have to put this on before I stitch because it has to go under. Okay. And then before I glue it on, I'm going to work with the stick. Stitch it on. I probably will catch through these. I'm going to glue it as well. But I'm going to glue it down and also stitch it on. And I can either catch through the wires to double, you know, stitch it just to make sure it's on there. Or I could go with this and kind of just go in between the wire like that. Okay, so, and then glue this on. I think that's going to be an awesome cover. Let me know what you think. Yeah, it's going to be good. Sphagnum moss. Okay, so I've got to go spray. And that's it for today. Thanks for being with me. A little bit of an experiment here. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.